The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Benji Bluebill's in the building. My brother, how are you today?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. Welcome to New York. This ain't your first time out here, though,
No,
right?
I'll be out here all the time.
How often?
Often, like. My father live out here, like.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my father, he live on 122nd St. Nick. So, I've been coming out here since.
Do you feel like New York had, like, any influence on, like, the music that you make, too?
No, but the way I dress, for sure.
For sure.
For sure, the way I dress, 100%. Probably not my music, though. I think Atlanta.
Atlanta, definitely, yeah.
Atlanta.
When it comes to the fashion, then what do you feel like you take from New York?
Just everything. Like, I just automatically know about way more different stuff to people, like, because of New York. Like, y'all have every store to every brand out here. Like, so
Right.
more options, you know what I'm saying?
It was kind of funny. There was definitely an artist I had like here a year ago who was also from Atlanta or at least somewhere in Georgia. And one of the things he had told me was, and he has family out here, like his family's in the Bronx, so he always would come back and forth, kind of similar to like you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna tell you one thing. He was like, people in Atlanta, what he said? He said like people in Atlanta cannot dress the way that New Yorkers dress. He's like, that's why I always come back up here.
No way, like, see, I dress like up north, like I got the old Timbs on with the green, like up north just they got the swag, they got the drip.
Right, but as for the music, you feel like it was mostly Atlanta.
Hell yeah, but Atlanta got the music. That's how I feel. Like New York got the fashion, Atlanta, I'm crazy with the music.
Definitely. There was something on like IG today that I saw, and it was like it was like they were talking, like a New York artist was talking about how like New York artists are like always like fighting with each other, but that's why Atlanta's always ahead of us, because in Atlanta everything's a little bit more like leveled out, so it's easier just to kind of like, you know, there's more support for each other in Atlanta.
Yeah, it used to be like that. It's still like that in a sense, but it ain't really all the way like that. Now even Atlanta artists be getting into it with each other and stuff, but it for sure used to be like that, like a community, you know what I'm saying?
Right. When it comes to you, how long have you officially like been making music? Like how long would you say?
I'm gonna say I've been making music since 2016 probably, so like probably 7 years, 6, 7 years.
Tell me about the first song you ever recorded.
Man, first song I ever recorded, I was in my closet in my room in my mother's house. I ain't even had no Mac. I didn't even have no microphone. I was recording on a Logitech headset that had the microphone that come around like that. I don't even remember it.
Oh, you was like on like a gaming headset.
Yeah, like a gaming headset. Made my first song in a gaming headset. I had a mic headset like that, and I had the mic that come around. You could move it and shit. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, those gaming mics was pretty valid though. Like I know people who rapped on the Guitar Hero or like the garage or
that shit worked.
The Guitar Hero, what was the other one? I was Guitar Hero and Rock Band and the Rock Band mic.
That shit worked, bro. I ain't have a mic for a long ass time. Like, I don't even remember what program it was on. Like, I just Googled like music recording program, downloaded some random shit. I figured out how to hook the shit up by myself. Doing this shit. I don't remember my first song. I know it sucked. I know it was some bullshit. That's all I know.
But that's why I like asking about people's first songs, because it's always like interesting to hear like your perspective on everybody always says like, oh, my first song sucked, right? I've only had like one person on here be like, nah, that shit was fire. I'm like, you're lying.
They lying. Hell nah.
But how was your sound, like the sound that you kind of like started with back then, like what you were trying to do back then? How was it different than like what you make now 7 years later?
Really, when I first started rapping, I wasn't for sure not rapping how I'm rapping now. I was rapping on like some more up north like bars, like boom pep, like Jay-Z type shit. Like I was like rapping like that. Like I wasn't even rapping like tempo or speed or like with the bounce that I rap now.
Right. I get that a lot from like artists now when I interview them, especially artists who probably started around the same time.
Yeah, because you know music is like how it is now, how it sound now, it didn't sound like that sound wasn't even nobody had came up with it yet.
Yeah.
So it was only so many ways you could rap like Wiz Khalifa and them and like
right.
Currency was going crazy at the time, so everybody like trying to rap like them and shit. It was like on some lyrical shit, you know what I'm saying? Like some most cooler, slower beats.
Right.
Now I'm on some bouncing shit. My beats, like making electric sounds. Yeah, all type of shit like that.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, I feel like even when I had someone like I'm trying to remember who's that, like, maybe it was like Cash Dami. He was like, oh yeah, I was like rapping over Logic beats.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
shit
saying?
like that. Yeah, for sure. Or what's that producer name?
Atlanta, New York.
Nah, he produced for like Wiz Khalifa and stuff.
Oh, from the West Coast? Or from out here?
Can't think of his
But it was kind of like, what? It was more like boom bappy type shit?
name. Yeah, boom bappy type shit, like spacey type. You know what I'm saying? Some getting high shit.
Right.
Yeah, some getting high shit like that.
I feel like the way music has evolved now, like kind of like you said with like the electronic sounds, like the type of music you make, and it's also about like what's catchy. And I think when I had a Cranium up here, Cranium's like music now is all about like the tune and the hook and kind of like what you're using to grab people's attention, not so much like bars. I mean, bars still matter, but like
Yeah.
you know, it's more about how you could get people's attention like that.
Yeah, but I feel like you can get folks' attention and you got some bars like in the
Facts.
mix. Like it can't be just bars is different now. It's not like metaphors and stuff. It's just like a bar is something that you say that resonate with everybody. Like they feel it when you say it. Like it don't even have to be nothing complicated. Like
Yeah.
I just took a piss and I seen Codeine coming out. Like when Future say shit like that, like you're like, all right, I feel it.
Right. It's not so much like people are saying bars to get a reaction out of people, like like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it ain't
people
like
still
that.
do that. Like, you know, you have people like Benny the Butcher and shit who you're
Yeah.
like, damn, I caught that. Or Wayne still, right?
Yeah, Wayne do that for sure.
But like now I feel like I agree with you in the sense where it's like people more look to be like relatable with the artist. Like people now look more how they can connect with you on a personal level, even though they don't know you through the music,
Yeah,
rather than
that's
like
how I
just-
listen to music. Like if I connect and resonate with somebody, what they saying, listen to them for sure.
Who you resonating with right now?
Youngboy.
Youngboy? Why Youngboy specifically?
Cause I just be feeling what he's saying, like, and beats and that shit be bouncing. Like, I fuck with Louisiana. Like, I like the sound they be having down there and all that stuff. Just fuck with what he be saying. He be saying some shit. Like,
Plus he's smart as fuck.
yeah, for sure.
Like he started doing like some like more like ragey type beats too, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I seen him
he
do
gets
that.
it.
I seen him do that. That shit was hard. That's the first time I had heard him do like some hyper pop beats before.
Facts.
But that's the first time I heard him on like some rage shit. I guess rage, I don't like that word.
What word would you rather call it?
I don't even got a word for it.
We haven't made one up yet.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like rage put it in like a box, you know what I'm saying? Like on some weird shit.
I'm trying to think of like what's a better name that we could call it then.
Future.
The future.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like, you know, even when we're talking about like your music with like the electronic sounds, and it's just like you're starting to, and you mentioned the hyperpop beat that he's done in the past too. It's like you start to see like that shift now in the industry where it's like, obviously the drill stuff is very popular right now and that's what's hot, but then like you kind of quickly are starting to see the rise of like this type of sound too.
So
And it's like, obviously it's more, like listener friendly, and it's more like, you know, kind of like you said, like you brought the future line. I mean, that's like you have to very specifically relate to that, but in the sense like, and the
For
music
sure.
and the music that you're making and the music that's kind of in like this lane of whatever we decide to call it, right? It's kind of like one reminds me of like that SoundCloud like 6 years ago when you first started type of sound, but just like evolved on
it
another
evolved,
level.
yeah. It came from that for sure. Like
Yeah.
the type of sounds, the melodies and stuff, it for sure came from that time period. Like that's probably like when I started doing this shit.
Right.
When I first started hearing it.
Yeah, like you said,
I'm
2016.
like, damn, like I could take this and I could spin this my own way.
Mhm.
Man, that's what I'm doing. So
And it's
but-
tough.
And it is tough, but I feel like it give you more options, like more options creatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's more different types of like beats. There's like a wider beat selection, I feel
exactly,
like, with it too.
That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's a wider beat selection. It's like so many ways you could go. Like,
Because you go like straight rock with it, or like there's like the trap ones that like you've obviously done, you obviously do, or like I've heard like a couple drill ones mess with it, and then hyperpop. You know what I'm saying?
Hyperpop. And it's like, and those in themselves is like the main branches, and then they get smaller shit branch off from that. Like,
Right.
oh,
I keep telling people to stop sleeping on the hyperpop like shit too, because it's like
some of the shit don't be rage or hyper. Some of the shit just be like alternative, like bounce. Like that's what you call it, shit. Alternative bounce.
and it's just weird because it like every couple months like it keeps evolving. So like you said, where it's like, you know, not calling it just rage or hyperpop. It's just like it just keeps changing. Like there's an artist up here, I don't know if you ever heard, his name's Rio Vaz, right? He kind of does like that bounce hyperpop stuff, but then there's also artists from up here who do kind of like the more like drill bounce alternative thing. It's like where do you categorize people like them and yourself? And like it's like you can't yet because there's nothing like concrete set for that
And
yet.
it's new.
It's brand new, yeah.
It's new, so it's like that's why. It ain't really nothing to call it right now, but shit taking over.
Do you personally feel like you see like the industry starting to? Do you feel like yourself like see the industry starting to kind of start to move in that direction as well? Like, do you feel that shift too, or do you feel like it's still kind of like a little early?
I do see the shift. I feel like it's early, but I see the shift, and it's happening fast. Really, it already happened, like, and then it's just evolving. Shit just getting better. I'm getting better. Every song I make better than the last one.
Right. I went back like and I was listening to some of like the earlier releases that you have on DSPs and like up to obviously the most recent release, and like it's cool. Like I like that when it's like an artist's career is like short enough right now where I can like kind of see the beginning, even though it's not really the beginning, but like, you know, where it starts on DSPs to like where you are now with like what we started and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, like it's cool to kind of see the level up with like the beat selection too that you've been picking as well.
The beat selection crazy now. Like I feel like that's one of my main attributes is my beat selection. Like I got an ear for this shit.
Do you have like specific producers you go to, or do you just kind of just like YouTube beats it? Or
I fuck with Mayday.
Mayday?
That's my producer.
Shout out Mayday.
Yeah, shout out Mayday. He be doing this fucking thing. Fucking with him.
How long y'all been locked in for?
Probably like a year and a half, 2 years now. But he made the Red Dot beat, and he made the GTFO beat. My new tape, Campaign Blue, he basically produced the whole thing. They finna be hearing about it.
Campaign Blue.
Campaign Blue.
I like that.
That's it.
That's fire.
Campaign, man.
So what are you looking toward to do this year? How many tapes you want to drop? Like what's kind of like your plan for 2023 right now, since we're still very kind of like early on?
I'm just gonna get Campaign Blue out, visual for every song on there, and go from there.
When's Campaign Blue dropping? Do we have a date yet? Summertime? By the summertime? March. Knock on wood.
March.
I got you.
The month of March. I know. I done probably told them folks. I done told them it was coming for so long. Like I know they don't believe
They
shit.
on your ass, right?
What the worst way? Like my DM be looking crazy. Like they be talking crazy too. Like, but I feel them.
Shit.
They be like, bro, drop this shit, bitch ass nigga. Like nigga, we still waiting on you. Like I can't even go live. Like and just talk.
I just enjoy my.
Yeah, like where's the tape, bro? Where's the tape at? You said it was dropping in January. Nah, March for sure though. March 2023.
You know who I saw? I saw Kirk Knight from out here.
I know Kurt Knight.
Yeah,
that's my homie.
He was in your comments, and like the one thing I was gonna say is like, have you gotten any beats with him?
Yeah.
You got some? Okay.
I got songs with Kurt Knight.
You have songs with Kirk?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
More some stuff on Campaign?
No stuff on Campaign.
Okay.
It's in Campaign. It's in the vault though, for sure.
It's in the vault.
My vault's crazy.
I'm excited. Yeah, because I like Kirk's evolution from doing the artist stuff to kind of like, you know, also being heavy on the production tip now.
Yeah, he hard.
His beats go crazy
he's hard.
too.
Yeah, shit. Him being an artist probably got there and helped produce better.
Yeah.
Like you know what you will be looking for. Yeah.
We ever gonna get you producing some beats?
I done produced some beats before. I produce, but I don't rap over them. But I know how to work the software and just make a beat. Yeah, for sure. I know how to do that.
That's something you want to do, like make your own beat and then do that down the line?
Nah, cause I don't got a passion for it, so I don't feel like it'd be hard enough for me. Like I know the beats I be getting on, you gotta have a passion for the shit to make these.
Right.
Shit sound crazy. Like I just be putting shit together. You know, I'm not hard at producing. That's what I'm saying. I know how to produce and work the software, but I'm not hard.
You want to just be the artist. You don't just be.
I just want to rap.
Yeah, just want to rap and have a good time.
I know how to do that. Like I done put my hours in on that already.
You're 10,000.
I done been past 10,000. Naturally, I don't write music. Go in there and just say it. Shooting a 3-pointer. Me,
You freestyle all your shit now or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
everything.
Everything's freestyle.
Yeah, and
That's
I record myself.
That's fire. So we got Campaign Blue dropping in March.
I have a video for every track.
Every track.
Every track is 15 tracks.
Okay. Anybody on it with you?
Lucki.
Lucki. Fire.
Lucki's on there. It's my only feature.
Why only Lucki on the project?
That's my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really like reaching out to folks for features and shit. So the way we did the song, it was just natural. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, yo, give me a feature for this tape. Like, it's a song called Capo Tribute. Capo was our homie who passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, right before this year just ended. And we just made it just naturally occurred. Like, it wasn't for the tape, you know what I'm saying? It's just something hard that we made. Friends, and that's why.
Word. So just Lucki on the tape. 15 songs. Dope. Coming in March. Freestyle out now by the time y'all see this, so go check that out.
For sure.
Before we get out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff. Now is the time to do it. This camera right here.
You can follow me at Benji Blue Bills on everything. It's the same. Just goddamn stay tuned. Got a lot of crazy shit coming.
Campaign Blue on the way.
So,
Well, make sure you go follow him. Go run up the freestyle out now. Go run up Campaign Blue when it drops. Only features Lucki on there, so make sure you go run that up.
Only feature.
Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But try to renew that. Till next time, it's on the radar. We out. Bow. My God.